Hi everyone, my name is Sayo and welcome back to Because I'm Cold podcast.
Welcome to the show. So this is episode two, and if you watched episode one, thank you very much for tuning in. So today we're just gonna continue with the show. Today's episode we're gonna be talking about something that I think most of us are experiencing or we've been through or are actually in that process right now. So we're gonna be talking about pressure, purpose, and feeling behind in your 20s.
Okay, so Leon, I'm just going to ask you a question. How did you feel in terms of pressure for you last year in year 2025?
Yeah, 2025, I would say the pressure is definitely real. If anybody's telling you that it isn't, I'll probably say that they're lying. Like for me, you have the pressure of, you seeing people on social media
Yeah.
or even during like in your actual life, doing certain stuff at your age that you're not able to do. And you kind of feel like you're kind of like behind, like what are they doing that I can't, that pressure that builds on you. Or it might be pressure from your parents as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Like your parents are saying, oh, go to school, do this, look at this person's daughter, look at this person's son, they're doing
Yeah, they're
this
doing well, they're doing that.
and stuff like that also. So yeah, but we'll be deep talking, going deep diving, full into it, and yeah, we'll continue from there.
Yeah, I think for me, I was under pressure to like kind of figure my life out in a way. I mean, a lot of people are graduating. I'm also at the age where a lot of my friends are getting married. People are finishing school. People are making really big career milestones. And then I was like really under pressure for certain things like that. But I just want this episode to just be a way to encourage people and also let people know that everybody has their time and their moment. I mean, the fact that a couple of people are making it than you, people are going faster than you are, doesn't mean that you don't have your own time and season. But yeah, let's get right into it.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, let's get into it.
Okay.
But the main thing is, especially if you're in your 20s, that's the time you guys should be learning, upgrading your skills, investing into something, going to school. I know you're seeing a lot of like online people doing content creation, which is good. You can make money from that, but you can also make money from other ways. So I'm just gonna be telling you about the process of how to deal with the kind of pressure, the peer pressure that we go through in our 20s. So the first thing is you have to be moving with a purpose, not just because you want to move. Because I feel like sometimes just people want to be seen doing certain stuff in life or just want to be seen like, oh, this guy is moving, he's now in this new place, oh, he got a beautiful car. You don't know. Maybe they're financing, maybe they can't even afford their car, maybe their mom bought the car. The main thing is for you to move with purpose. You gotta sort of like write down your goals, what you want to do in life, and then write a step by step on how to actually achieve them instead of just wanting to move from the next place to the other one.
Yeah, I concur with that because I mean I think it's very hard to find. Sometimes it might be hard to find your purpose as a young person because everybody's doing, like you said, everybody's doing content creation. Everybody's like doing the same thing. Everybody's like working in the big four. Everybody's doing the big things. And you probably have something very small that you have in mind, and you're like, what exactly is my purpose? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? So I go with you and write down what you think you find interesting to do, and I think go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And the thing that actually helped me personally is if you're a Christian, just finding a community. I feel like the easiest way for people to find community these days is you can go to any church, try to join the youth group if you're youth, or if you're a young adult, try to join the young adult group. I know it might be hard the very first couple of days because every time you go to certain churches, people are already in their sort of like groups, already bands, they click already. So you trying to force your way in may feel a little bit weird, or to release someone who's outgoing. But I feel like just go to those Christmas parties, those game nights that they do at church. Try to go there, say hi to a few people here and then. You have to take that extra step. Even if you're not outgoing, like that's the whole process. You gotta be outgoing, say hi, meet people, exchange socials, something like that. You have to take the step. Finding a community doesn't just come to you. You don't deserve to find a community just because you're staying at home. You actually have to take action. That's what the Bible says. Faith without action is nothing. So if you guys are just believing like, oh, I have a friend group, I have so many friends, I have a job, and you're not applying, you're not actually going out to find the friends, it's never gonna happen.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on the importance of community. I joined a community recently, and that has been very important to me personally because they keep me accountable to reading the Bible, and also I've been able to make friends that I actually go outside with aside meeting the community. So it's very important. I know a couple of times it could feel awkward meeting new people, but as a Christian, the first place you can find your person is probably a Christian community or even church. So yeah, going to a local church, like what Leon said, if you're just not doing anything, you want to find a job and then you're not applying for jobs, you want to make new friends, you're not going anywhere, you want to find a Christian community, you're not going to church, like what exactly like are you trying to do? So yeah, faith without works is dead, exactly. So try to find a community. With time you can discover what exactly you want to do in life, and by that God is going to put like lay his hands on what you're doing because God is the one that is directing our steps.
That's true. That's very true. And one thing that I've actually been learning as well, which I also been failing on that part, is learning from your mistakes. It actually helps. Like I feel like most people they feel like if they do something and then it goes wrong, they feel like their whole life is ending
It's
for some
a
sort of
failure.
it's a failure.
Yeah.
No, it's not like everybody who has ever been successful has ever made it out, whether in church. You're so afraid that if you go and preach, people are going to laugh at you, or you're going to stammer, or you're going to forget your verse. But you learn from those mistakes. If you forget it, you learn next time you have to read better your scripts, or you need to read your verses better, read them ahead of time. Don't just try to go and just speak randomly in front of people. Or if you had a job, if you do something breaks, or you sent a document, you deleted by mistake.
Yeah.
That's how you learn. Next time you probably won't do it because you actually experienced the mistake. But if you don't experience those mistakes whilst you're at a young age, it's very hard for you like to avoid them in the future because you don't know if you do this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
But if you've experienced it, you now know if I do this is going to be result of that action. So I feel like we have to take accountability, learn from our mistakes. Know that it's all right to be behind. It's all right to not have this or that. It's all right to do things a certain way as well. So yeah,
Yeah, I think for me, one of the ways to learn is actually failing. Like people say it a lot, and it's very hard for people in our 20s to actually fail. Because sometimes you're like, I don't want to try something. I also get that. So sometimes I don't want to try something and it flops or it fails.
yeah,
But to be honest, you never really learn if you do not. You don't necessarily have to fail, but you never really learn if you don't try something out. You don't know how good it could get. You don't know how bad it could get. But like, that's another way to discover what exactly you're called to do. Try something out, try something new, and then if it doesn't work, try another thing and try again. And God is going to like lay hands on what we try. I think it's better for you to have something doing, like the works of your hand is the works of your hand that is going to be blessed. So yeah, have something doing and let God replenish your efforts. Yeah.
that's true. And also the last point that we had for the show is comparison. Comparison. I know we're battling with this every day.
Yeah.
Comparison, seeing your body having this, seeing people having this. There's this quote that I read. They said the grass is greener on the other side. People usually only talk about that part of the quote, but it actually continues. It says the grass is greener on the other side because they water it. It's not just green because it's just green. They are taking care of it. If it's a job, they went to school for it. They had to study, sleepless nights to get that degree, to get that job that you're seeing them with. They had to do something. There's always something behind the scenes that people don't see. So the main thing is if you want your grass to also be greener, you gotta water your grass. Know your purpose. Just like Fisaya was saying, it might be hard to know what your purpose is in your 20s, which is alright. You can pray to God, ask God, what do you think my purpose is? You might find it, or you might find it later on in life. It's not like something that just like clicks, you wake up and you already know.
Yeah.
You already know. Like for me, I've done so many stuff in my life. Like I went to school for software, but right now I'm no longer like doing software because after I graduated, you kind of change careers or paths and feel like this isn't what I really wanted to do, but because I went in there for the money, everybody was talking about the money, but they don't talk about the other stuff that job has. So you might be in a situation where you try something, a business, a degree, that you end up changing. It's okay if you feel like that's not your purpose. It's okay to change paths. You still have time. you're in your 20s. Most people start stuff when they're in their 40s and they get successful at it. So don't feel like you're always behind, and don't compare what others have to what you have, because you guys are in different circumstances, and you don't know what they did to get that. So yeah.
I think there's this popular adage that says comparison is a thief of joy, and that's just true. I mean, it's very easy to say, oh, your 20s don't compare, because we're being realistic here. It's very hard for you not to compare yourself to other people, because some people are really doing big things, and then you're just at the, like, maybe the bottom level, and then there's really nothing you're doing. But like I said, comparison is a thief of joy. Don't compare yourself to other people. And like reading Proverbs 20:24, it says, a person's steps are directed by the Lord. Sometimes, like what he said, the grass is greener on the other side. You don't really know what, like, people are not telling you. If it's actually working fine for them, you might also think, oh, this person is doing so well, and there are the points where they also feel they're probably stuck in what they're doing, and they don't even know how to get outside of that. So yeah, like, let God direct your steps. Don't compare yourself to other people. Just move in your own pace. Find your purpose by doing things that will I say outside your comfort zone. Find your purpose by trying things over and over again, and let God breathe on everything that you do. And then comparison is a no.
That's true. And so she said the verse. The other one that we had was Psalms 32 verse 8, which says, I'll instruct you and teach you in the way that you should go. So it's just saying God teaches you to move like in a certain way. So like I feel like in our 20s, we don't really go to God to ask for like, oh, help me to do this. I'm going to school, help me with my studies. We usually only go when you're in trouble, when you're in that accident, when something goes terribly wrong. That's when we want to pray. Like, oh God, help me. Oh, I did this. You're in panic mode. Yeah, you're trying to bargain. Like, okay, I'll go to church if I pray, or I'll read my Bible if I pray. But you never do.
Exactly.
But you never do. Yeah, you never read the Bible, or you never even end up going to church. So what we're just saying is, always be going to God for everything that you want to do. If you're going to a party, just pray in your car for 2 minutes. Or as I'm driving, God, just be with me. As we are eating, just be thankful for the food that you have. Not everybody has food. Not everybody has what you have as well. So I just feel like just praying, reading the word as well helps. Because in the Bible, there is always a solution to whatever you're going through. I feel like whatever you're going through, it might be relationships, it might be marriage, it might be work. There's always a verse or like an instruction on how for you like to go through or go ahead with that as well.
Yeah, so like that's very true. Reading the book of Proverbs especially, there's so many things that are so relatable, and then it's always like, how does that even write this and think of this? And then that's probably what you're going through in your current life. So yes, one thing I'm trying to do as a person personally this year is to allow God lead me, or like trust so much in God and not let it be like, oh, if I'm reading my Bible today, God, does that mean that tomorrow you're going to give me the job? Or if I'm like following things through, does that mean that? And you're not bargaining with God. Let God lead you in the beginning. Let God be at the center of everything. So even if you're trying something, even if you're trying to discover your purpose, let it be a God-given purpose that God is the one leading you through.
Yeah. So that should be it for this episode, I think. Yeah. Just wanna end it by saying we're gonna keep on having these conversations on a weekly basis. So make sure to tune in. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate, drop them down in the comments, or if you have any suggestions or topics that you want us to talk about. And if you're living in Calgary, Alberta, and you want to be part of the show, send us a message. We're more than welcome. We want to have as much people as possible, build a community. And lastly but not least, you are not alone in your 20s. You're not alone in this life.
You're not alone in your 20s. Build a community. Find other people that can relate with what exactly you're going through. Like international students, there are so many international students that can also relate to everything you're going through. So finding a community is so important. And also, like he said, like, you're not alone, but also all figuring it out. Thank you.
Bye.